It's the Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Show with Lady Luck, Bad Bunny, and I go by Miss Lissa. We gon' wake your asses up. Alright, it's the Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Show, and Cheese Show. We give you what you need, yo. You need, yo. Every 3 times a week, yo. It's the Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Show, and Cheese Show.
Yeah, bacon, egg, and cheese, about to wake that ass up. Girl, who is you playing with? Wake that ass up. Told your big daddy when you wake your ass up. Yo, what is you waiting for? Wake that ass up.
After we do the show, then stop. Then what? Subscribe it like it's hot. After we do the show, then stop. Now what? Subscribe it like it's hot. Now subscribe it like it's hot. Now subscribe it like it's hot. BEC, so subscribe it like it's hot. So subscribe it like it's hot. So subscribe it like it's hot. BEC, so subscribe it like it's hot. So subscribe it like it's hot. Subscribe it like it's hot. We here. It's your favorite dish, baby. Bacon, egg, and cheese. You see the legends is in the building. Bad Bunny, Lady Luck, Miss Lissa. It's a fun-filled show ready for you because we have, if y'all had cable, good for you. You was probably watching Yo MTV Rap, but for the hood knows where it all started. We got video music box creator Ralph McDaniels popping up on the scene today, baby. So make sure y'all share the love, share the live.
What up?
Ladies and gentlemen, we got legendary Ralph McDaniels in the building.
Let me put on my fake gazelles, baby.
Yo, Ralph, we feel like we got Michael Jackson in this bitch, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, we definitely need to give this legend his flowers. Yes, we want to give the legend his flowers. Everyone, put some clap emojis in the comment box because we got the legend Ralph McDaniels in the building. If you thought it was about Yo MTV Raps, and you need to go take you a Yo MTV nap because you're sleeping, okay? It's all about this man right here. He is the pioneer of content. He is a historian, and we are so excited to have you on Bacon, Egg, and Cheese. Welcome.
Wait. Before we shout out Nero for holding us down this whole time while we waited for the legend. So shout out Nero. I didn't mean
shout out to Nero. It was a great show.
Excited. We had Michael Jackson in the motherfucking earlier. You know what I'm saying?
And we have one Ratchet Feud.
Yo, we heard this on Saturday. You knew it was lit. Nigga, I ran from the other room. What up? Thank you so much.
What up, Baz? What up?
What's good? I'm going to say this real quick because I have to say this. You are a major part stuck in my brain of my childhood. I would go home from school, from elementary school, and I would go home to my grandmother's house. I would sit at the kitchen table. She would make me oodles and noodles, and we had a TV in the kitchen, and I would do my homework, eat my oodles and noodles, and watch video music box. It is so drilled in my head, I could close my eyes and visualize it. When I got the word that you was coming up here, I told the ladies this morning, I might cry. That's how much you mean in my life. I can't even tell my story without mentioning video music box. That is a major part of my life, and I want to say thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yes.
You're welcome.
For all of us.
Yes,
Thank
no, seriously. So I am Miss Lissa. I'm pretty sure you already know Lady Luck, the legendary Lady Luck. We got the legend Babs Bunny. I am Miss Lissa. I feel the same way Babs feels. Mine is my grandma's house and the oodles and noodles because I didn't have a TV all the time. But when I went to my grandma's house, I definitely was watching you. You are one of the reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing. So thank you so much. Shout out to Brooklyn.
Right. I remember the first time I saw Symphony 2000. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
They had me on there, yo, Ralph. You mean so much to all of us. I'm not trying to cry and mess up my lash because this lash been acting up the whole show. But when we had our call this morning, it was like, yo, Ralph is coming on the show. I mean, it just means so much to us, especially because you're on fire right now. Okay.
Yes, we hot out here.
You hot.
You been hot, baby.
Hey, hold on. Look at my nigga side of it. Hold on. And it's long overdue, and it's your just due, and I'm so happy for you. So I'm gonna let Miss Lissa do her thing because Miss Lissa is the one who does her thing. But we got so many questions.
We're gonna go to Babs first, okay? Because
fine.
Babs was so passionate in our meeting.
You gotta understand. Listen, they told me, they said I was on Miss Jones' page on her live, and she said, "Yo, I heard them talking about the documentary." And I said, "It's a documentary?" She said, "Yes, Babs." I said, "Where is it?" She said, "Showtime." Yeah. Yo, I went and watched it. I was up late. I had to wait for my son to go to sleep. And then I put the documentary on, and it was just so good. And then I learned so much. Brooklyn night already. I don't care where you move to. Brooklyn all day. That was tight. And it was just, it's so good for people to see, because I realized it was a time where a lot of people that did not live in the tri-state did not know what Video Music Box was. And for us being from New York to have, now I realize we had something so major. I asked my girlfriend the other day, I said, "Yo, do you know who Ralph McDaniels is?" She said, "Who is that?" I said, "Video Music Box." She's from DC. So she was like, "I never seen Video Music Box." She was like, "We watched the box." I was like, "What is that?" It's video music.
So
it's some shit they stole from me.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Class, you know what I mean? But
exactly. I blacked on her. I had to give her a whole history lesson, but it made me realize how lucky I was, and everybody that was from the tri-state, that we had something like that nobody else had, and we was really the first. I'm so happy to be a part of that.
Yes.
Asked me earlier today, Luck, did y'all have Video Music Box in Jersey? What are you talking about? Of course.
Oh yeah. Heavy in Jersey. I was in all them clubs in Jersey.
Ralph, you've been everywhere. Not only that, but you've been such a super supporter, from the day one, and you've always been humble no matter who you had. And it's everybody had to come through Video Music Box to be solidified in their career. You know what I mean? You mean much to the culture. And I know we got plenty of questions we want to ask you because the documentary is out on Showtime. Okay. So my first question is, how did you and Nas link up? How did you guys even put that whole thing together?
I was searching for a spot. Originally I had went to HBO and Netflix. Netflix turned it down. HBO said they had kind of ran through their budget. And then Showtime came about, and then Nas was is a part owner of Mass Appeal, and he was like, "Okay, I'm excited about this one here. Ralph is coming in," and then he's like, "Yo, I think I want to direct this, and this will be my first time directing something." And I was like, "You don't have time to do that, bro. What you talking about? Stop playing with me, man." And so he was like, Nah. I'm gonna make time for this right here. And so that's when I knew that I was in a good space spiritually, because he come from that space, where, sometimes when you do these things, y'all know y'all work in different aspects of TV and the media. People, it's all about just the money to a lot of people, But when you have somebody in your corner up there that's gonna talk about the little details that we as, hip hop people or black people or brown people, whatever you want to call it, there's certain shit that is just our shit, and we live with it. And that's just our shit. And we want to get that in our documentary. We don't want it to be, just, some generic ass, thing about hip hop.
Right. So let's just talk a little bit about how you even created the platform that became Video Music Box. So it started out as Studio 31 Dance Party, and then how did it grow from there to Video Music Box?
When we started doing Studio 31, it was my idea, but I was like an engineer at the time. And the TV station was like, "Oh, we're going to do this thing called Studio 31. I said, "That's my idea." But I was an engineer at the time, so I had another job. So I said, "Well, I'll be involved in it, and it'll just be my voice." And then they messed around with it for a second, and I was like, "Nah, y'all don't know what y'all doing. I know music, let me do it." And so I called it Video Music Box after that. And then it just ran. It was really word of mouth, because people were stumbling across it just by mistake, just oh, what's this? And then once they saw like black music or videos that there were a lot of videos out that weren't getting played, you know, that just weren't they definitely wasn't playing on MTV.
Right.
And we didn't have cable either. Nobody had cable TV because that was the thing that back then you had to have cable. And so if you didn't have cable, where else would you see this? You might see a little video every once in a while on Soul Train, and that was it. And Don Cornelius, I love Don Cornelius, but he wasn't really a hip hop dude. He wasn't really with the hip hop like that. And so I was like, there's a lane for this. Let's push it. And you know, and the R&B and the reggae and whatever's cool, dance music, house music, whatever is cool. Let's fit it all in here and mix it up.
And as the platform was growing and it was budding and you were starting to, you know, become more noted, what would you say was the aha moment where you knew that it was catching on? Like, what was that breakthrough moment for you?
Well, like if you see the documentary, there's a part where I said I was on the train, and like I was coming. I lived in Flatbush then, and so I had to go from Flatbush to Manhattan. It was like maybe 10 stops, and so these dudes was in the train. They grilling me hard, and I'm like, why are these dudes looking at me like this? Like what, you know? And when I went to get off the train, got to Chambers Street in Brooklyn Bridge. They was like, yo, you the dude that do the video show? And I was like, yeah. And they was like, yo, we like that shit, son. You know, I was like, damn, bro, we sat here for 10 stops grilling each other. Y'all could have said that like 8 stops ago. But I knew that if those dudes was watching my show, I'm good.
We all was watching it.
All of us.
Yes, I went to elementary school in East New York. Shout out to East New York, Brooklyn.
Yes.
New lots in Hinsdale Street. You already know the vibe. And
that's right.
So, you know, my uncles was a little bit older than me, and they was heavy into hip hop. You know, they was the first people I seen break dance and had a boom box, and they used to come to my birthday parties and they circle around. I used to be like, go, go, go. And so, you know, they put me on to Video Music Box, and, you know, it was Channel 31 in my house. My household, it was Channel 31, and you know, it was a big deal. We all knew what it was.
So, Babs, let me ask you, was they break dancing to this?
Hey. Where this beat come from?
This was like, yo,
is it Whodini?
I was younger because you know I come from the Sugar Hill era, so I was younger. When I heard my cousins playing that, I would run in the room. So you know you run in your socks and let you slide.
That's Whodini.
That
Whodini.
That's
Yeah,
what
Whodini.
I just said.
I wanted to pick a group from Brooklyn because I born in Brooklyn, and I was like, we gotta pick somebody from Brooklyn. And I was hanging out with Jalil, Ecstasy, and Grandmaster D. Like I tell people, before you had Biggie and Jay, you had Whodini. You know, they was a big deal. They was out there with Run DMC and Flash and all of that. And they had, that was like their second single, or maybe the first single. I think it was Whodini 5 Minutes of Funk, which is the theme song. And then on the other side of the record, or the 12-inch back then, the vinyl, was Friends. And it's crazy.
Nobody sampled this yet?
I think somebody might have, but they ain't really do it justice. Yeah,
You know,
it's not worth mentioning.
I'm funny about the intro. You was playing the guy who the black and white video of the white guy. I forgot what the name of.
Oh, yes.
I can play that right now. Like I never knew growing up. Like who? But you were showing love, and later on when I grew up, then I realized what that song was. But I was like, who are these people? But it was just that you were showing love to everybody. You know what I mean? So Video Music Box wasn't just for, it was for us, but it just wasn't for us. You know what I mean? So that's what I appreciate.
Yeah, it's a big deal. And I know a lot of times when we work and we accomplish certain things, and it's just like, all right, you know, we walk and we know, we pat ourselves in the back. I know that you know who you are, but that's like, you know, you're like forever immortal type, you know what I mean? Like, and that's what it is, to craft something, to be the originator of it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. That is just so major.
When I that's the reason why I wanted to do it, because, you know, like I was like, man, We done put in a lot of work. We've done a lot of things. I don't want everybody to forget about us. Like, I'm not, like, that's corny to me, you know? And I didn't want that to happen. You know, my daughter and family, and I was like, we got to do something that's going to, like you said, immortalize it. And I was like, and I'm getting older. So, you know, like certain things that I wouldn't do, you know, when, you know, I was maybe 30 or 40, I'm like, we better start doing it now because it's important, you know? And so that's why I was really going hard and pushing to get this out there. And, you know, and you know, I didn't want it, like when I watched that first, I was like, is it too much information? Like, is it too much talking? You know, but I think that people are like, wow, I didn't know that, you know, and they're happy about that. They're excited about that part.
You definitely are preserving your legacy.
You said a lot. So many careers. Go ahead, B. I'm just excited.
It's a lot. Wait, it's a lot that people didn't know and will learn from the documentary. Everybody that's in the comments that's watching, please go watch this documentary. A lot of people that did not know who you were, what Video Music Box was, will learn everything from this documentary. I hope that all the artists that's in the documentary is going to go hard to drive to push it because the world needs to know. And I'm a curator myself. I have a female battle league that I've been doing, Queen of the Ring. We the first ones to do it. And so I know how that feels to, you know, want to get your recognition. You know, other people coming along and doing the same shit you do that got a bigger and a longer reach than you. So people think that they're the first and they're getting credit, and that's not even the reality. And they don't even want to give you the credit. They want to really act like they made this shit up. Like, no. We need our just due. We need to be recognized. Yes. Give us our just due.
And the reason why I think the documentary is so important, I remember when they was first promoting it. And I think it's so important because, like, Ralph, like, you mean so much to all of us. And I don't know if everybody comes to you and tells you. I'm pretty sure that people tell yo. But, like, us as kids, you know, watching it, like, you gave us a voice, you gave us insight, you let us know what was going on. And then not only that, you know, not only just mixing the videos, because we know you were a DJ, then you moved to a VJ. Not only that, but you went to all these parties, you do all the parties, you interviewing people, and all of the careers that you jump started. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's so many people who, like, they didn't feel solidified until they came on Video Music Box. Like, you running the whole city at that time. So I'm just extremely excited that you're getting your flowers now, because we know how the world is and how the world gets. But you know, I'm just celebrating that you are getting your flowers now.
All that good footage. Can I ask you this? Did you get release forms when you was getting that footage back then?
You know that was one of the things that when we started working on this, and I was like, well, we're gonna put it out there. You know, like, it's funny because when we had a little screening the other day, and I didn't know that Nikki D came, and Nikki is in it, and Nikki's one of my favorite artists of all time. You know, like, and I'm like, and she was like, she said, I heard, which somebody must have told her before she saw it. I said, Nikki, you know you in it. So I just want to give her a heads up. Like, because he was in the theater. And she was like, I heard, that's why I'm here. And she said, Ralph, I love you so much. Like, you know, because, you know, it's artists like her that nobody says anymore. You know, they don't talk about Nikki D.
Yo, Ralph, let me jump in right quick. Like, so Nikki D has been one of the most influential rappers in my life. I met Nikki before I got signed to Def Jam. And the funniest thing is, and I'll admit it, I did a song with Nikki, Grown Ass Woman. I don't even know if we can find it. So I went to Def Jam when they was trying to sign me, and everybody's trying to sign Lady Luck. And they listened to my demo, and they liked the first song, they liked the second song. But when they heard the song with me and Nikki, that's when Kevin picked up the phone and called Lior. And Lior is like, yeah, we got to do the deal. I'm like, that's Nikki's verse, though. Like, and I always tell Nikki, I'm like, Nick, you remember Shan? I'm like, yo, Nikki, I got a deal off of your verse. You know what I'm saying? So shout out Nikki D. Always been my sister. Her son is doing his thing right now, Chi. You know what I mean? So definitely big influence in my life. But Nikki is like one of the top females. She was the first signed to Def Jam, and I was the fourth. You know, so shout out to me, Nikki, Foxy, and Boss. It was the first four of Def Jam.
Yeah.
Your story is definitely one of strength and resilience, because as even Bab said, like when you're pioneering something and you're at the beginning stages and you have people that have a bigger reach or a bigger platform just taking your ideas from the box to like, you know, yo MTV Raps, it becomes very frustrating and it's easy to give up. But what would you say kept you going after you pitched your show to MTV and they declined, but then came out with Yo MTV Raps, or when you saw the box was budding and you were still laying the groundwork that they were just taking? Like, how did you maintain your strength to keep it going to now get these roses that you deserve?
Well, I knew that Video Music Box was a place where like a new artist could get a shot. So even when there was Yo, which was more like, you know, you had to be like top 20, you know, artists to be on Yo, you know, there was still another 50 artists that were out there in the underground that I met every day that still needed a shot. And so I think in the documentary, you know, I say as they started to get better, I started going and looking for like the dopest, you know, MCs and artists that I could find on the underground that could counteract that, you know? So they were going like pop. And I was like, well, it's already pop. We want the new stuff. So let's get the new stuff. And that's the artist that I went after. And I think, you know, like in like, you know, 91 and 90, like Jay came around and, you know, and then you started seeing the Nas's and, you know, Wu-Tang. I remember RZA walking in the office with the Protect Your Neck video. He didn't have a deal, you know, and he was like, yo, because prior to that, he was Prince Raheem. And it was mad happy music. It was nothing like Wu-Tang.
Right.
And so I was like, what is this? And he was like, yeah, I'm doing something different, right? And I was like, what are you doing something different? You're doing something totally different. And I said, yo, this is kind of hard. And I said, go back, finish the video, and then bring it back to me. And he was like, can you play it like that? And I said, all right, no problem. I'll play it like that. So I played the Protect Your Neck, and then they got signed to Loud Records.
So
that's dope.
So there's a lot of careers there's a lot of stuff and stories that didn't make it into the documentary because there's just so much history that you have. It's impossible that everything could have.
So many stories. We could have went for 3 hours.
That's why we need. Hold up. That's why we need a series.
Yes.
So, we need a series, like, you know, 3 seasons. Like, you know, they doing everybody's story now. They need to do your story and give you a 3-season show. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was there a time where you were on Hot 97 as a personality on that platform as well?
Yeah. I was on Hot for for almost 10 years. And I was on the weekends. I just was on the weekends. And I tell people, that's when radio shifted and they just was playing like, you know, top 20 records, you know, and it was like we were playing the same records over and over again. And I really didn't like radio. And I was like, this is boring to me because I was, you know, I didn't have no choice on the records that I could play or the songs that I could play. And, you know, it was a learning experience. Don't get me wrong, because I learned how corporate thinks. So that part of it, you know, so you got to know when you're in the game, you know, how this all works. And so Hot being the first one to really bring that whole corporate radio thing to it, even though they didn't start off like that.
Right.
It made me understand how artists are built and how radio plays an important part.
What would you say was like your most difficult interview? Like somebody that you maybe had to, you know, work through some things, or maybe you let us know. Do you have a most difficult interview?
Yeah, well, it's early in the game, and there's this artist Patrice Rushen, you know, R&B kind of like jazz artist. She like her songs are popular on TikTok right now, like those TikTok songs, those old school songs.
Really?
And I always hear "Forget Me Nots" or one of them songs, I can't remember. And she's like a jazz musician, really. So she's like got mad degrees, and she started talking, and I knew I was way above my pay status, and I was like this lady's vocabulary is crazy right now, and I just was like, think of some big words that you can counteract with it.
T.I. Dapper Tia in a T.I.
But I said to myself after that, I said, You gotta do your homework, son. You gotta really do your homework before you sit in front of these people. You know, because we was just on the vibe back then. You know, like, yeah, whatever, let's go. What up, what up, what up? And then she started talking, and I was like, what did she just say? And I knew it made sense, but I just didn't understand. But yeah, so she's an artist that I still follow to this day because she's just an incredible artist and she still performs. But she's like a jazz person, so she don't make pop records, but she's incredible. Her catalog is crazy.
But she
Speaking of catalog,
have a documentary on Showtime right now.
Right.
But she is a very important part of his journey. You were saying about cataloging. How do you archive all of the tapes, everything? Like, did you have to turn everything into digital? Do you still have boxes of tapes that you just have on stash? Like, how do you maintain all of that content?
Yeah, it's over 20,000 hours of tapes, and you know, and all these things, different formats from over the years, and we've been digitizing them. You know, before we got to this whole documentary thing, but it's hard. You know, we started a nonprofit to raise money, and I've never been a person to ask people for money, and that's what you kind of got to do when you start a nonprofit. So I was just talking to my friend, and I was like, I've never been comfortable with asking people for money, and they were like, white people do it all the time. What's wrong with you? Go out there and ask for the money. And I said, all right. But yeah, we started the nonprofit to raise monies to digitize everything, and that's what's been helping us along. And you know, and some of that footage is really clear because we digitized it the right way, and it looks really good. And I'm happy that we took care of it. And yeah, we continue. We have the video music box collection.org. Plug, because that's what I'm supposed to do.
That's right. Say it again.
Video music box collection.org. It's a nonprofit. You can get a write-off, official, you know, 501c. You know, you can get out there and you can write it off immediately on your taxes for this year. So you can do that.
Hurry up and support everybody. You got to be the support that you want. We are so thankful for Ralph McDaniels to even have this platform. So let us pour back into the culture that he created for us. Now, who would you say, what would you say is like your biggest lesson that you learned in this journey?
We have to start raising money on our own to do our own projects instead of waiting for, you know, these big companies to kick in, because that's the only way the narrative will be exactly right, you know. And, you know, we have to have the same monies that they have, like Showtime, you know, they have big budgets, you know, but like, you know, we have to raise that money too, you know, so we can get because Showtime's not going to just look out all the time,
and,
you know, and there's so many stories.
The ones who fund it. So if we put our money together, we already have it. You know,
we got it. Yeah, we got it.
In the queue, they asking, "Are we going to reboot the show? Are we going to bring it back?"
Yeah. You can watch it now. In New York and Jersey as well. In Connecticut, in the tri-state area, on Channel 25, NYC TV. You can if you have you know, the cable, you can it'll come up, and you'll see it. You can DVR it and all that kind of stuff. Like new shows, like right now, like, you know, like new artists and all of that, you know. So it's still happening.
So clearly that means, sorry.
Who interview, but they like change your mind. Like, is there anybody off the top of your head, like when you met them, it's like, oh, this person's gonna be crazy, but when you met them, like, hey, this person is really humble. Like, you know, this person is mad cool.
I think wow, let's see. I've interviewed, like, I'm a little bit older, so sometimes I go back to some of the older artists that I never thought that I would even meet in my life. You know, like I've interviewed Stevie Wonder, and I was like, how is this possible? You know, and you know, and I did a video. You remember me and my partner Lionel, the Vid Kid, we were directing a lot of videos. And so Motown came to us and said, we want you to do this video for Stevie Wonder. So we were like, oh, it's over. We made it. This is it. and Stevie was like the coolest guy. He knew, he was like, we going to the club tonight. We popping bottles. he was party animal Stevie Wonder.
No.
And I was like, I can't believe I'm
I can see it.
Right.
No pun intended.
Yo, you're dumb, Miss Lissa. So like, so Stevie was drinking champagne, like he's wild like the rest of us.
Yes, he knew everybody. They knew him.
I love it.
I love Stevie Wonder. I really do. I feel like the album with the red and yellow,
Yeah,
that's one of my favorites. Like I love Stevie Wonder. What would you feel like is the most, like, the biggest misconception about you, if there is any, or any rumors that you ever heard about yourself that you want to clear up?
You know, I used to have a lot of guys that when they came home from prison, I would hire them. So people thought that, you know, like my crew was, you know, like thugged out and we were, you know, this like, you know, intimidating people. But it wasn't like that, you know, because I was like, yo, I'm not that dude at all. But the people that were around me, you know, they might have had reputations. But so many of the people that came from our camp, from Crazy Sam to my man Beast, who ended up doing security for everybody. They just needed a shot, you know. Like I tell people, like thug dudes, like most of the guys that I know are like, you did something wrong to them for some reason to see that side of them. Yeah. You know, like they didn't just wake up and say, I'm gonna rob you, I'm gonna beat you up. You probably said something corny, and that's why they did what they did. And I just gave them a fair shot.
My criminal, he's the first person to, like, anybody who I've ever done something to, they did something to me first. So Uncle Ralph, in the comments, they ask about the Aaliyah interview at her birthday party. I don't know.
Yeah. So it was Aaliyah's 16th birthday. We were at the Apollo backstage, and I asked her, was she married to R. Kelly? And she said, no, I'm not married. My name is Aaliyah, not Aaliyah Kelly. It's in the documentary. Yeah.
Baby. Now, I am in media, and I know.
Okay, Scott, I'm sorry.
I just know how hard it is to ask the questions that the people want to hear, but the celebrity doesn't want to answer. How do you, like, how did you, because I feel like now you're in a position where it's like, you know, you just bold about everything. But in the beginning of your journey, like, how did you find that courage? Because I know for me, I had to get to a space where I just don't, like, I'm going to ask the question, but how did you get to that place?
Talk about Uncle Ralph, I do not believe her. She's one of the boldest people that I've ever met. You know, I mean.
But in the beginning, you think you have to play the game, so you thinking that it's politics, and you don't want to make sure that you don't ruin these relationships, and you want to get booked again by this platform. That's why I had to build my own platform, because it's like, you're not gonna run me. I'm gonna be like Ralph McDaniels and have my own. Right. But I was nervous in the beginning. I was.
I think that you know, I hung out with a lot of the artists. Back then, you know, it wasn't, you know, in the beginning, in the 90s and the 80s, everybody knew each other. So we went to the same parties, we went to the same things, whatever it was. And I would just hang out. It wasn't like a formal kind of thing. And so that I would go like, yo, I'm gonna turn the cameras on now. And then we would just be talking. And then we would get into, yo, what about this? And then that's when we would get the real you know, that question that you're talking about. And I think that's how it was with Aaliyah. You know, like I had done videos for her, and we were cool. And she was like, nah, no problem. You know, it wasn't even a question when I asked her that. She was like, no problem. I'll ask. I mean, I kind of prepped her beforehand. I didn't just throw it on her. She said, no problem. I'll answer it. I said, okay, cool. Yeah. And it's been like that with other artists, you know, where, I mean, some people, you know, look at you funny. If I've never been that dude to I never wanted to make people look bad. Just put it like that.
So what about you were at Summer Jam with Michael Jackson and Jay-Z. How was that?
Yeah. Michael Jackson Jay-Z brought out Michael Jackson, which was a big deal. And Jay-Z came off stage. I was literally waiting for Jay to come off stage, had the camera, walking with him to the dressing room. Crazy. Like, yo, we got to talk about this. We got to talk about this.
Crazy.
And right. We get to the dressing room. He's looking around. Everybody's, you know, going crazy. This just happened. They all coming off stage. You know how it is. You had just did a show. Everybody's coming into the dressing room. And then he goes, I'm not going to talk. I'm going to let everybody else talk. And I was like, what are you?
So that's the video that keeps circulating with Jay's being calm and everybody's going crazy. I didn't know that's what that video was.
Yes. And he doesn't say anything. He just, I said, I thought he was going to like just do that for a little while and then he was going to start talking. He was like, nope, not going to talk. And I was like, bro, stop it. This is a big deal.
He was like, I'm going to go viral in 2022 off of this. Don't worry about it, Ralph. I got this.
Right. And I said to him, you know, he's in the documentary, which, you know, I was talking to Bev Smith. I did an interview with her the other day.
Harlem.
Bevy. And Bevy said, yo, Ralph, you do realize that Jay-Z's like maybe done like 2 interviews, one with like David Letterman and one other person and you. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Yeah. She was like, that's a big deal.
And he just let this little 8-year-old girl interview him in the street, but you know,
right,
shout out to her. Shout out to her. But
yes, that's it. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, Jay, you know, and I actually got him. It's not in the documentary, but I got him to talk about that particular night. So we'll put that out soon, probably just on social media somewhere.
Now that everyone is paying attention again and understanding that you are a big deal, like people that didn't know, like Bab was saying, her girlfriend in DC was not familiar, but now you're becoming a hot commodity again. How do you feel now with this newfound space that you're being put in, and what do you feel like you're going to do next?
Well, the first thing is to, you know, like we did already what we've done. You know, we know what the past was already, and now we're moving on to the future. Like, okay, we got 2 more documentaries we need to do. We got a sitcom that we're working on. You know, we moving forward. You know, because it's like the rest of the world knows now what, like you know, we said in the beginning what was going on now in the tri-state area. Now the rest of the world knows, but we already knew this already. So let's go on.
Uncle Rob,
we have to catch up.
We've had some amazing guests on this show. This show has been a blessing to me. We've talked to so many different people, so many celebrities, but like this episode means the most to me. You know,
oh man,
like,
thank you.
Like, look at Babs too. Like, yo, I know people come to you and told you all of the time, and I mean, I'm pretty sure people have given you your flowers and stuff, but like, you came on the Bacon, Egg, and Cheese show, and you on fire right now. You know what I'm saying? So like, we really want to just tell you how much we appreciate you. You on Showtime right now. Like, they'll come on here, but they was on Showtime 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll get the stars, but you know, they not, but you on fire right now. And I just want to say, like, yo, anytime I've ever encountered you, anytime I've ever met you, you know, it's always the same energy. And besides me giving you the flowers right now, I'm trying not to cry right now on the show because you mean so much to me. My number 1 question is, how do you look the same? What is Ralph's diet? Like, what do you?
Money's the best lotion.
Right, I need the lotion.
This footage right now from nigga 19 whatever, and you still look the same. So, can you give us some pointers on how to still look good?
Well, I tell you like this. I used to go. Remember, like we used to go to diners and all that kind of stuff, eating late at night. I don't do that no more. Like I'm like, all right, no more of that. 4 o'clock in the morning, we going to the spot, you know, and all of that, and just water, you know. And I think hip hop makes us think young, you know, when you around certain things, certain energy. If you're not around this type of energy, like I have friends I went to school with, and they look like mad old to me, and I'm like, did I not grow up?
Terrible.
Did I not grow up? Like, what's wrong with me? But you know, because I like to be around young energy. I like to, you know, whatever it is, you know, people go, oh, what do you feel about the new music? And I'm like, some stuff I like, some stuff I don't like, but the energy don't change. The energy is the energy, you know, like I love to see what they wearing, you know, what's the dance, what's popping, what they talking about. You know, I'm with all of that, you know, and I don't discriminate against, you know, nobody's new music or trap or whatever. You know, I'll be in Brooklyn with, you know, all these cats, and Brooklyn is a mess right now because it's split into 2 different sides with the gangs and all that stuff with the music. And I'm like, come on, man, y'all have an opportunity that we didn't have, y'all. This digital world, y'all could blow up super fast. All y'all got to do is hit a button, hit send. We had to hand out flyers and put up posters.
Yeah. So we had to actually like do work.
Like y'all crazy. Y'all got y'all cell phone. Like we used to get the big camera like that. Like, and then you had the thing that. All right, no, Uncle Ralph.
play a quick game with you. It's called Ratchet Feud. It's kind of like Family Feud, but in this case, we surveyed 100 Ratchet folks, and we need you to give us the top answers. So we're going to start off with, we'll do a round with one of the ladies first, just so you could get acclimated, and then you're next. Are you ready, Mr. McDaniels?
I'm ready. I'm ready. Okay.
So would you like for Lady Luck or Babs to be the example?
I'm the example.
Wait. Before we go, I know I did it already. Thank you so much for joining the Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Show. Like, this means so much to us, man. You have no idea, man. Rob, you saw me posted in my story yesterday. You guys always show me love from the beginning.
Yes.
No matter where I've been, no matter where I've gone, you've always shown me so much love. And I just want to thank you. I'm not going to cry. They know I like to cry, but I'm not gonna cry.
No, you.
All right.
But you've always been very nice to me. So Lady Luck. So that's a mutual thing. And every time I see you, you're not one of those artists that be like, oh, you'll come up to somebody and say, yo, what's up? You know, you were that person. Everybody don't do that. You know how it is.
She introduced herself to Nas. Nas was like, I know who you are. She said, hi, Nas, nice to meet you. My name is Lady Luck. He was like, I know who you are. And it's the humility that keeps her looking young. Okay, that's why she looking young.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. That's a beautiful
my birthday gift.
Beautiful thing.
It's my
Oh, when's your birthday?
Yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you coming
on? It's her birthday, baby.
You coming on?
Yeah, she the big 40.
Okay,
it's you dropping the H for me.
Thanks. But thank you for
Babs blowing it up.
All right.
Let him fight. No, and Bunny, would you like to, also give some bouquets before we play the game?
Listen, I gave all the bouquets, and I'm gonna let me just say this real quick. I seen this interview a few years ago with Steve Harvey, and he did the interview with Oprah, and he said that when his grandmother was on her deathbed, she asked him, "Do you know who your great grandfather is?" And he said no, and she said, "You know why?" And he said, no, why? She said, because he didn't leave you anything. So I want to tell you is that you are leaving a legacy. And your brain is popping. Your children popping. Your grandkids, they going to know. The great-great-great-grandkids going to be like, yo, you know who my great-great-great-great
I was like, let me find out Ralph and Steve Harvey grandfather. I was curious what is happening? What? Why he didn't put that in the documentary? What? I was like, it's kind of like Don't Be a Menace when your father's younger than the son. I was so confused. Like, how is he the grandfather? Make it make sense, God. I don't get it. But
I gotta. Anyway. Babs, thank you so much. That means so much, and as long as I don't have to wear those Steve Harvey suits, I'm all right.
Or them Steve Harvey wigs, because the whole time his hair was just like yours, and he was wearing fake flat tops, but we're going to leave that for another time.
Right.
I also am very inspired and empowered by you. I would not be in this media seat chasing these media, not even chasing the dream, living my purpose if I didn't see people like yourself. So Ratchet Feud, Babs, Bunny, are you ready?
Are you ready?
Let's get it.
We're gonna do the first round. We're gonna just do the questions but then I have some fresh questions for Mr. McDaniels. So we surveyed 100 Ratchet folks. I need you to give me the top answer. What does name a place that only has a doorman in the hood?
A crack spot.
How many baby daddies or baby mamas is too many?
None.
How can you tell a man is from Harlem?
He wear white Air Force Ones.
Name a food that Ratchet kids can cook for themselves.
Hot dogs.
Grizzies.
Name a reason to change your barber.
His breath stink.
Ding, 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 ding. So yes, y'all see how the game is being played, and we're going to go to these fresh questions, and then I'm going to ask Mr. Ralph McDaniels, and then we're going to throw the questions to the ladies. Ladies, you are not allowed to duplicate any of Mr. McDaniels' answers. Are you ready, Mr. Ralph McDaniels?
I'm never scared.
I'm ready.
We surveyed 100 Ratchet folks. I need you to give me the top answers. If someone pulled into the parking spot that you were waiting for, name something you would be tempted to do.
Take the air out their tire. Bust their tire.
Name something you would use if you ran out of toilet paper.
I've been to Africa. I've been to Africa.
So your hands. I've been to Africa.
My hands.
Other than cheating, name a reason for a cell phone to be face down.
None of your damn business.
Name the first person you tell if you're unhappy with your baby mom or baby dad.
My homeboy. Yeah, I gotta tell one of the guys.
Name an
That might be a
article
problem,
of
though.
clothing thotties hate to wear.
They hate to wear. Oh, wow.
Hate to wear. An article of clothing.
A dress.
Okay, ding, 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 ding. Now we're going to go to the ladies. Ladies, collectively, do not duplicate any of Mr. Ralph McDaniels' answers. Are you ready?
I like pulls and baths.
This game is called Ratchet Feud, and if you love these games and want more, make sure you are watching the Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Show on YouTube, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Ready? If someone pulled into a parking space that you were waiting for, name something you would be tempted to do.
Curse them out.
Jump out and be like, yo, I was getting that spot, son. What you doing?
I'm with her on that. We've done that before. That's
Name something you would use if you ran out of toilet paper.
napkins. Or
Other than cheating.
I'm gonna get old toilet tissue out the garbage can that I probably
No. Ladies and gentlemen, what? He showed this is where we're getting fucked out. What?
Yo.
Nah.
Other
What?
than cheating, that's a great answer. I'm not gonna lie, that's amazing. Other than cheating, name a reason for a cell phone to be face down.
I'm drunk.
There is none. There is none.
Okay, name the first person you tell when you are unhappy with your baby mama or baby daddy.
My mama.
My mother.
Name an article of clothing thotties hate to wear.
Pennies.
Oh.
Babs, do you concur?
A bra.
Okay, ding, ding, ding. Now we're gonna go. We're gonna get through the number one answers. If someone pulled up to your parking space that you were waiting for, name something you would be tempted to do. Key their car was the number one answer. The number two answer was curse that ass out.
Ralph, you got that one.
Ralph got that. Name something you would use if you ran out of toilet paper. I feel like the number one answer is old toilet paper from the garbage can,
No.
but it was initially the toilet paper roll.
Where do you
Other than cheating, name a
That's
reason
something
for
else.
the cell phone to be face down. And Ralph, you had the right answer. None of your damn business.
Okay.
Or if it's charging. Name the first person you would tell if you're unhappy with your baby mama or baby daddy. And the number one answer was your side piece.
No.
Oh, wow.
Damn, you right.
Name an article of clothing thotties hate to wear. The number one answer was a work uniform. Y'all don't want to wear no damn work uniform. Y'all don't want to go to work, you damn thotties. Now, don't forget to subscribe to the Bacon, Egg, and Cheese channel on YouTube. And you can also follow Miss Lissa Knows for more games. And we're throwing it back to the ladies. Ladies, my Mercedes, hold on the back to get it. We want to say thank you to you, Mr. Ralph McDaniels. Can you please drop the website one more time for anyone who wants to support your nonprofit organization?
Yes. Videomusicboxcollection.org. Don't forget the .org.
Right. Don't forget .org, okay?
Yes.
And don't forget to support.
Make sure y'all go and put some bread. Don't give it all to the bud man. Don't give it all to your shorty for her wig and all of that. Support some real content. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Seriously. We have to be the gatekeepers for our own culture. We have to stop allowing other people to come in and take something that we built. So please support and pour back into the man Ralph McDaniels, who has poured into our culture. Lady Luck, drop any last words or your businesses. Let us know where we should go to support you as well?
Okay, you can support me here. But the number one thing that I need y'all to understand is that this is not our fault. We are the lost tribe of Songhai. What happened is you could go look this up. I don't want to give you guys all of the history right now, but look up Songhai, Songhai. That is where we all derive from. That's where it came from, slavery, all of that other stuff. If you want to know the history of slavery, it's going to blow your mind. America does not owe us reparations. Africa does. So with that being said, to have us come here and we're not stolen, we were given. We weren't stolen. We were given, and we're pushed into pushed into slavery. And for us to still be here, it made this culture of ourselves. We've made hip hop, which has changed the world. You know, shout out to Aunt Sylvia, shout out to Sugar Hill Gang, shout out to Uncle Ralph McDaniels, who took it to the forefront. You know, they did what they did, but Uncle Ralph set the lane, open the history, and he is still here. And thank God that right now, Nas, Mass Appeal, Showtime, they're giving him his light. I can only imagine what's to come next. So we're talking about the nonprofit organizations, but Uncle Ralph, we're about to reboot this thing. Shout out to Doggy Diamonds. It is so much that I can see into your future, and I thank God you still look the same. You still feel the same. Pause. Yeah. We're so happy to have you.
Thank you so much.
The legend, Ralph McDaniels. Everybody, make sure you support
Bunny. And y'all can still buy badge before we get out of here. Bunny.
Y'all already know the vibe. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Queen of the Ring Artists on YouTube. We have the #1 and female battle league in the world, 12 years strong. Y'all already know the vibe.
In the world.
I can't wait to get a documentary done like they did on Ralph. One of these days.
It's coming, baby.
But
you deserve.
I just had a thought. You and Uncle Ralph need to hook up on one of these events.
Yeah. I'll come through.
Make it last forever.
Happen, Ralph. I watched the documentary. I seen them parties you was putting on. You know what I'm talking about? So, we need to link up and make something happen. Let's do it real big. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Nah, I'm with it. I'm 100% with it. Real ones. I'm only messing with real ones. I've been getting some funny style calls since the documentary came out.
Oh,
that's a whole nother topic. Everybody that had to double back around and now they're trying to be on your good graces. Like,
all right, tell them to cut the check. The price like tripled, okay?
Yesterday's price is not today's price,
right.
Okay? Put some respect on that man's name.
Word up.
And make sure y'all subscribe to Bacon, Egg, and Cheese on YouTube and catch our experience every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at Schnoon, the Black Man's Morning. Until next time.
Wait. Before we go, I want to shout out to Mr. Bam Handsome, A Lazy Joy, I Am Music, OGK, Plant 12, Law, Roxy. Y'all got some strange names. Star Fearless, Breach, and Althea, Brina Beats, 816. I want to thank all of y'all for supporting the show and giving us some money. We're not leaving today with our regular song. We're going to leave with...
Hey.
Your life was not complete without hearing this intro. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know what Video Music Box is, because I don't know where you live, what rock you under, but please make sure you go view it. Make sure you go watch this documentary on Showtime. Uncle Ralph is so pivotal to hip hop.
I want to give you a God of my publicist for me too.
Oh wow.
That's what I was talking about, Ralph. Like, yo, that's what I was talking about. Like, you play everybody in the beginning. Like, hold on, let's go back.
Right.
Oh wow. Ralph, I didn't know what was going on as a kid. I didn't know. Hold on. Hey. Nigga had Madonna. This one right here. I was like, what's happening? Yo, before we go. Yo, Ralph, who edited that intro? Because it's still on beat. Who edited that intro?
Well, I told him what to do, but it was my boy Randy, white boy Randy. White boy Randy was like, I got it.
Randy did a good job because it's still on beat. Because I edit videos too, it's still on beat. Ralph and Katie, on behalf of me, Babs, Bunny, Miss Lissa, Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Show. I mean, in our most humble way, thank you so much for showing up today. We love you so much. You mean so much to me. You are a family member. You're a distant family member, and you don't know how much you encouraged and influenced our careers and influenced us as individuals. And we just thank you for everything that you've done for the culture.
Thank you, Ralph. And tell your wife I said hi. She don't know me, but I seen her on the documentary, and tell her that she held it down for a real one. Because you know what I'm talking about? Like, tell her you wouldn't be where you at if it wasn't for her. You know what I'm
Don't put no more. Hey, look, don't put no more batteries in her back. Russ.
Behind every great man is a greater woman, okay? It's the unit for me.
If it wasn't for Michelle, we wouldn't have voted for Obama.
That's right.
I love y'all.
That's a fact.
I love y'all.
Yes.
Thank you for y'all tuning in Bacon Egg Cheese Show. We'll see y'all Friday. Thank you, Uncle Ralph.
Thank you.
Peace.
Thank you so much.